Winter Sun Plus is the highest grade vitamin D3 you're going to find with vitamin K for your immune system, for your overall well-being. And it is 50% off with promo code SUN, S-U-N, at InfoWarsStore.com. It's selling out, 50% off, promo code SUN at InfoWarsStore.com.
As the one-party ruled Democrats seek to turn government committees into echo chambers of totalitarian scams, now they are turning their tyrannical focus on total control of the media. This unwavering propaganda machine is being championed by the likes of former CNN anchor Soledad O'Brien. O'Brien's hypocrisy is on full display after she supported the Trump-Russian collusion hoax and tweeted support for Jussie Smollett. Regardless, O'Brien has self-righteously positioned herself to be an overlord of so-called truth decay.
Media, disguised as journalism, has been spreading lies for years, elevating liars and using the ensuing slugfest to chase ratings, hits, subscriptions, advertisers. Period. Full stop. So how do we get here? Michael Rich, who is the CEO of the RAND Corporation, where I am honored to serve on the board, defines what happened as truth decay, the diminishing role of facts and analysis in public life, in important conversations about policy issues, policy decisions, and election. Do not book liars on the air. That is not brain surgery. People who lie, people who traffic in misinformation and disinformation should not be booked on the air.
At the center of the Democrats' truth gambit, Democratic Representatives Anna Eshoo and Jerry McNerney wrote a letter to the CEOs of the country's largest television providers, bullying them into purging Fox News, Newsmax, and One America News Network from their cable lineups, claiming that these networks promote misinformation and conspiracy theories.
Now, Newsmax, One America News Network, Fox News, all use, quote, news in their name. As a well-respected journalist of 30 years, how do you define the word news?
For me, news is about searching for verifiable, accurate, factual information and bringing that to the public. I think journalists spend every day, good journalists at least, trying to figure out how they can serve their public, how they can bring accuracy and facts.
CNN has settled a $250 million defamation suit Sandman filed. It's over a confrontation with the Native American man that made the teenager look like the aggressor. Here, a look back at just some of the media coverage.
Some students harassing an older Native American man, a Vietnam vet, in the midst of a special ceremony.
It does look like that young man to me is taunting the Native American Vietnam vet.
This face-to-face confrontation igniting charges of racism.
The kid, Nick Sandman, he doesn't seem to be afraid, but he did make a choice, and that was to make it into a standoff. That was not a good choice.
Constitutional scholar Jonathan Turley weighed in on the brazen violation of the Constitution.
To be honest, from the perspectives of free speech and the free press, the letter is not just chilling, it's positively glacial. I admit that I may be a relic in my views, but I continue to believe that the greatest protection against bad speech is better speech. Those seeking limits often speak of free speech like it's a swimming pool that must be monitored and carefully controlled for purity and safety. I view it more as a rolling ocean. It is indeed dangerous, but it's also majestic and inspiring. Its immense size allows for a natural balance. Free speech allows false ideas to be challenged in the open rather than driving dissenting viewpoints beneath the surface. As evident in my writings, I maintain what was once a mainstream view of free speech, that the greatest protection against bad speech is more speech. That view is admittedly under fire and indeed may be a minority view today, but history has shown that public and private forms of censorship do not produce better speech. It is rather a self-replicating, self-perpetuating path that only produces more censorship and more controlled speech. That's why I've encouraged you in my testimony not to proceed down that slippery slope towards censorship. Disinformation is a scourge in our society, but it's not a new scourge. As discussed in my testimony, the Constitution was not only written for times like these. It was written during times like these. At the start of the Republic, Republicans and Federalists were not trying to cancel each other in the contemporary sense. They were trying to kill each other in the actual sense. There was rampant conspiracy theories, and newspapers and pamphleteers were highly biased and partisan.
We aren't even 2 months into the Democrats' control of power, and they are already attempting to silence their critics by snuffing out what is left of free speech. John Bound reporting.
The people of America, the people of the world are taking their power back. And one way of doing it is locking up your cell phone when you're not using it so it's not tracking your location for contact tracers, the UN, the globalists, and hackers. And normally we sell out of these at $19.95, but we're selling them at $14.95 right now. That's 50% off retail. Get these privacy pockets today at InfoWarsStore.com while you still can. And I almost forgot, you got to use promo code PRIVACY to get that discount. Promo code PRIVACY for the privacy pocket.